Continuing our exploration of what sustainability means in various farming contexts, perhaps it's worth asking, how sustainable is environmental sustainability? It's what farmers think of, or most people think of when the word sustainability is mentioned. But how sustainable are our current environmental stewardship schemes? Will there be future ones that replace them or look very different? And there is the issue of how the Common Agricultural Policy will change, and the greening of Pillar 1. What will that actually mean? We're back here in the Cotswolds with Adam Henson and Peter Allen from Natural England. We're going to try and find out just how sustainable environmental sustainability really is.
Peter, I wanted to bring you to this part of the farm because it's beautiful, and conservation is really an important element of farming to me. And it's also environmentally, you know, we need to think about that in the sustainability debate. But can food production and the environment sit side by side happily?
It's got to, but I think we've got to work out how we really value areas like this. In the past, when we've asked farmers like yourself to deliver on the environment as well as delivering on food, you've got to say, well, how do I make a profit out of it? You're here to make a living, to make a business. In the future, we've got to be able to really value areas like this and put a price on it where you can sit down and think, yeah, that's what society wants. They're paying me the real price for it. That goes into the profit of my business. I can deliver that. So I think we need an attitude change about how we look at some of these environmental systems and how we pay for it. The quicker we do that, the more farmers are going to say, well, I can deliver. And society are going to understand more about what we do on farms. It isn't just profit, 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 intensification. We can make a living by delivering an environment that can feed the world and give us areas like this.
Many farmers would say, you know, I want to plough up to the hedge bottom, we want to feed the world, the growing world population. You know, why are these things forced upon us?
Because I firmly believe that it's our role as farmers to work with nature, to work with the environment. If we start ignoring parts of that, we do it at our peril. We've seen how the resources in the world are being stretched. We've got to maximise how we use them to our best ability and make them sustainable. If we don't, we're in trouble.
I attract the public onto the farm, as you know, in the farm park, and obviously I feel that I am a custodian of the landscape, and we are land managers, and the reason that people eat our produce is because they're almost, coining the phrase, eating the view, aren't they? And I really buy into that. I just hope it works, because the government agricultural policy is changing soon and they've got to get it right.
They have, and we've had the campaign for the farmed environment, which came in to replace set aside, and we've got to make things like that work as well. But we've got to be realistic about how we do it. We need to, you know, a lot of the old environmental systems, we were paid on profit foregone. And those figures have long gone been realistic. So when you look at your profit at the end of the day, the bottom line, you can see you're thinking, well, can I continue to do that, or do I go into production? The value to society as a whole of pieces of land like this needs to be valued properly, and then you can say, well, yeah, I can make a profit out of that just as much as I can by growing a good crop of grain. Oh, this is great, Adam. You obviously take a great pride in what you're producing in this special site of scientific interest.
I really do, yes. We've got a very rare plant in here called the Cotswold pennycress, and then the Duke of Burgundy fritillary butterfly that lays its eggs on the underside of cowslips that have to be in a certain amount of shade. And I just love this sort of area. But as a farmer, you don't have to have a triple SI, do you? There's a lot more you can do on a big commercial farm.
I think you're quite right. We've now got to realise, and a lot of farmers have through the campaign for the farmed environment, you've got to have time to look at other things. And once you start looking at what else we're producing in the countryside apart from food, as you say, the plant life, the animal life and everything else, when you take an interest, you start developing the pleasure you obviously have.
And there can be a mosaic on their farm, can't you? You know, productive areas of cropping alongside environmental areas.
Exactly. It can be mixed and matched just perfectly if we do the job properly.